First up, though, Joyce will be talking about our first composition. Come on down.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for coming tonight. We're really glad to have you. So our first tune is a really swinging tune called Switch in Time. It's by Sammy Nestico. And he's been around for quite a while, arranging for ABC, for the U.S. Marine Corps Band, and a lot of other places. And he wrote this tune for the Count Basie Orchestra, and he wrote all the tunes on this record, which was called Straight Ahead. And so I hope you enjoy this piece, Switch in Time.
In the late 60s, jazz players started blending jazz into soul and called bebop. There was a famous jazz trumpeter alongside Miles Davis called Freddie Hubbard. He did it as well with this tune, Red Clay, released in 1970. It was no secret that the inspiration for Red Clay came from the 1966 tune Sunny by Bobby Hebb. This was released in May of 1970, and Freddie loved the chromaticism about this tune, as he wrote chromatic tunes, yeah. So, yes. Thank you. Yeah.
mostly known for his trombone playing. His name's Bob Brookmeyer. But he's also an accomplished pianist, and in the 60s he mostly wrote for TV. He arranged for Ray Charles, which is super accomplished. But he also had a hard time with, I don't know if I should say this, but I will. He had a hard time with alcohol and drugs. But he lived long enough to become an NEA jazz master. His last performance, composition, arranging gig, in New York, 2009, and he said one of the things that he learned as a musician was to not be afraid to let people see your truth, and I think that applies to everybody. So without further ado, here's Hum.
Well, the rumors are true. Is it getting any cooler for you guys out there? Huh? No? Sorry. The wind might help. This next tune that we're going to do for you is written by Cole Porter, who's one of the elite contributors to what we call the Great American Songbook. And Cole Porter wasn't a stranger to being elite. He grew up in a wealthy Indiana family. He went to Yale and Harvard, lived some years in Paris and New York, and then he wrote for the musical stage for Broadway. This particular tune we're going to do is from a 1938 show called Leave It to Me, and it starred Mary Martin in her Broadway debut. Now, when songs like this became hits in Broadway, they would make their way into radio, and that's how they would get around the country. And that happened with this song, but unfortunately, many of Cole Porter's lyrics were considered a bit too saucy for the general listening public. So different lyrics were written for the radio version. Luckily, the ones that have come down to us are usually the saucier versions, and tonight Natasha is going to sing those saucier versions from the stage play for you. The song is My Heart Belongs to Daddy. Got it.
Yeah. we're going to do Sway. And most of you are probably know this from the 1950s Dean Martin version, where it's very smooth and you sway with me, etc. But actually, it was originally written in the 50s by a Mexican composer called Pablo Beltrán Ruiz. And the lyrics to that are extremely different. The original lyrics are all about a woman who's lost her love. They're very hot and spicy, about a woman who's lost her love and who's hoping that she could find another love but doesn't know where, and how she'd like to feel that passion and the heat again of another love but she hopes it'll happen and doesn't know. Ready? ¿Quién será el que me quiera a mí? ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será el que me dé su amor? ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será? Yo no sé si yo podré encontrar, yo no sé, yo no sé, yo no sé si volver a querer, yo no sé, yo no sé. He querido volver a vivir la pasión y el calor de otro amor que me hiciera sentir, que me hiciera feliz como ayer los vi. ¿Quién será el que me quiera a mí? ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será el que me dé su amor? ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será? He querido volver a vivir la pasión y el calor de un amor que me hiciera sentir, que me hiciera feliz como ayer. ¿Quién será el que me quiera a mí? ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será el que me dé su amor? ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será?
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Okay, our next song up is called Chameleon. It was written by Herbie Hancock. And it's a fusion of funk and jazz music written in 1973, or at first recorded in 1973 on the Headhunters album by Herbie Hancock's band. The original version was 15 minutes and 44 seconds long. We are not playing that version today. It has a signature funky bass line. I heard this on the radio in the spring and I just fell in love with it. It is built on only 2 chords, and that could get boring, but it doesn't with this song. While working on this song, the introduction for the song, I got introduced to an instrument called a keytar. I don't know if anybody have ever heard of it. It's a combination of a keyboard you can wear around your neck and get out from behind the stationary keyboard, and also has a neck like a guitar. It's a very interesting instrument. I might have to look into getting one. Herbie was, he
76 years old now. He's been playing music for 50 years. He's still composing, and he loves electronic music as well as acoustic music. So are you ready? Get ready to get your funk on? Because here we go.
2, 3, 4.
The next one we're going to do is All the Things You Are, and this is, we call ourselves the 5 O'Clock Shadows. This is a group that actually, as a smaller group that plays sometimes before rehearsals. So anyway, All the Things You Are is probably something you're familiar with. It was written by Jerome Kern in 1935, and it's been in a number of movies. Really, just about every decade there have been movies. It's been in the most recent being Mrs. Henderson Presents. I don't know how many of you have seen that. But it has particularly beautiful lyrics, and it was Charlie Parker's favorite song, and he said it was the most, that it had by far the most beautiful lyrics of any song he knew, and he called it You Are the Angel Glow, because that's one of the lines he particularly liked. You all may have heard the joke before that when you have a blues concert, you have 3 chords and an audience of 1,000, and when you have a jazz concert, you have 1,000 chords and an audience of 3. But I have heard that this song, in fact, some of the people here have also called this song All the Chords You Are. So, all right. Seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star. Things I know are what you are. Someday my loving arms will hold you, and someday we'll know this moment divine when all the things you
Oh, thank you very much. In 1938, Mary Lou Williams, prominent African-American jazz pianist, composer, and vocalist, wrote a song called What's Your Story, Morning Glory? 10 years later, that song inspired Sonny Burke and Paul Webster, the lyricist, to write Black Coffee. 1, 2, 3.
We're going to open this set up with a song. So it came out in 1971. Stanley Turrentine put out a record, and the album is the same name as the song. It's called Sugar. It's another kind of groovy, bluesy jazz tune that actually, I'm bringing it home. It was CTI Records, so he'd done, you know, his, what do you call it? You know, he paid his dues on the Blue Note label, and you know, put out a lot of sort of more straight ahead jazz stuff. And then, of course, in the '70s, a lot of people were looking, jazz guys were looking, you know, to do some other things with the genre. So, anyway, this album came out, and so it's a really great song. But I don't know if it was on CTI when this came out. So I don't know if you guys remember the album cover. But so it was this great, like, salacious album cover. So I'm not going to go into it, but so at 15 or 16 or something, whenever my friend brought that record home, I thought that was a cool album cover, even though I had not heard the song. So I'll just leave it at that.
geez, okay. I know I haven't said much. I'm just loving conducting this group. It's been a joy to have some recorder jazz band and to do all sorts of fun things like learn music and music theory and jazz history and everything else. And it's just amazing that this group has come together in such a short amount of time to put this performance together for you. But I have to say that there's been a change in the program. Sorry, guys, I forgot to inform you. We actually have a classical piece. I know this is a jazz class, but in the last moments, I'm inserting something into the program. We are going to feature the William Tell Overture. Does anybody have heard that before? Well, this is going to be done by a very unique instrument. And maybe, Natasha, could you help me figure out what you're going to do?
Well, I studied for many years at the Oberlin Conservatory to be able to perform in this manner. So, you know, I will expect that you appreciate it. They're thinking of funding a school in it very shortly. But yes, I will be performing the William Tell Overture. So silence, please.
Natasha, William Tell, thank you very much.
That number in Olympia, 360-555-1212. Show your support for the Richard Lopez Foundation for the Overly Silly. The year was 1943, and Cy Oliver and Sid Garris is having a little ditty that turned into a super jazz standard for any big band. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, our own ensemble, Opus One.
was a Van Morrison piece called Moon Dance. Right after Van Morrison put out Astral Weeks, which was very well received critically, it missed the grander, more popular audience he was looking for. So he expanded his sound, and he started incorporating all kinds of musical styles that he really liked, including jazz and blues and folk music. And there was one song that he liked to play as an instrumental on his saxophone. And I didn't realize before I started reading about this that Van even played the saxophone, so that was really interesting to hear. He did this little tune over and over in A minor, and it turned into Moon Dance, and it is the title song from his 1970 album. Thanks.
This next tune is also from what we think of as the Great American Songbook, but it's written by a pair that were as far on the other side of the tracks as they could be from Cole Porter. They're sons, both sons of immigrant families, one an Italian family and another Swiss family. Harry Warren and Al Dubin mostly wrote for the movies rather than stage. They were hired by Warner Brothers and teamed together for the many popular musical numbers in the 30s. This particular tune is from a movie called Dames, was sung by Dick Powell and Ruby Keeler in 1934. Harry Warren, you may not know his name, but he gave us such songs as Lullaby of Birdland, Jeepers Creepers, Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, and the very first gold record, Chattanooga Choo Choo. So, you may not know the Dick Powell version, but you probably are more familiar with the Flamingos version from 1959. The song is, I Only Have Eyes for You.
Are the stars out tonight?
Everybody knows this next tune. It's that 1974 funk classic by the Average White Band. What you might not know is they're from Scotland, of all places, and that some of James Brown's musicians made a tune in response to this called Pick Up the Pieces One by One, and they called themselves the Above Average Black. Arranged by Mark Tome of Olympia, Pick Up the Pieces.
going to be playing is written by Wynton Marsalis. It's called Little Red-Haired Girl. And I wanted to get some more information on the piece, so I wrote to Wynton Marsalis and wound up getting in touch with his Jonathan Kelly, who is his music supervisor. And he said that Wynton Marsalis likes to work on a theme, and the theme was about peanuts. And so you've probably seen the album of the songs about peanuts. But the part of the song that intrigued me so much was the pianist that he works with. His name is Eric Reed, and I thought, man, I want to play piano like that. Well, it turns, so I tried to find a score for it somewhere. It turns out that Wynton Marsalis writes the theme, and then someone else does the rhythm section, but usually they don't follow the directions anyway. So I thought, this is perfect. This is just my kind of song. So that's what we're going to be playing. But also, Jonathan Kelly was very gracious and offered some advice about learning jazz. And he says that, first of all, you should learn your instrument. Okay. Listen as much as possible. Play in a group if possible. And also, if you always try to play with people who are better than you are, because they can teach you without saying a word. Music, jazz music is really a music of inclusion, and it's shared, and the message is passed back and forth to each other as you play. So.
So this is our last tune. Credit for this song goes typically to Robert Johnson in about 1933. Other people have done it. It was actually on February 21st of 2012. That's just a couple years ago. President Barack Obama sung it in the White House with Buddy Guy and B.B. King. So there's that. Most of us probably heard it first time in 1980 when John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd introduced us to the Blues Brothers in that awesome movie. And in that movie, just a quick note, they destroyed 70 cars in the chasing of that movie. The most destructive chasing in a movie ever to that point. And according to Wikipedia, it was only exceeded by the sequel, which was an awful movie, but at least they blew up a lot of cars. I didn't say what it is. Do we need to say what it is? Sweet Home Chicago, so we know that.
Thank you very much for coming out.